Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. My name is Repeateron, and today we're going to be doing another Killing Floor 2 video. This time we're going to be doing how to beat Hell on Earth as the Demolitionist. Demolitionist does incredibly high damage and is a super effective team member on Hell on Earth. They're a little bit more difficult to play in solo. Even though they still have incredibly high damage, they are kind of squishy. So I'm going to be showing you my build and what loadout I would use for demo, which I'll recommend a few of them, I guess, or say a couple of weapons that are pretty good. So first up with the skills, I'm running Bombardier, high impact rounds, and sonic rounds. Usually I take the whole left side with demo. Bombardier just so that I have more damage, high impact rounds so I have even higher damage, sonic impact rounds so I don't have to worry about sirens, although fragmentation rounds is really good. And if you want to use grenade launchers, I would definitely recommend them, because you can get a lot of value out of them. You can get value out of extra rounds and out of Shock Trooper. It depends on which weapons. I do run Shock Trooper if I'm running grenade launchers like the M32 grenade launcher, because it does take so long to reload. This does help it quite a bit. But usually I just run all left side. I would run armor piercing rounds if I had it, and I would also run Destroyer Worlds if I had it. So let's begin. We're going to be playing 4 rounds Hell on Earth on the Hostile Grounds map. This should be kind of interesting. So our starting weapon is the grenade pistol, which is a really solid starting weapon. It's really good. Especially the higher level you get as demo. We're going to try to go up here though first, because we don't really want to be fighting down there right away. Learning to bash with your weapon is actually going to help you out a lot as demo, because the grenade pistol does high enough damage to headshot these smaller Zeds. If there is a group like that, feel free to shoot them though. Let's see. I also find it pretty helpful, at least with demo, to be jumping a lot. That's mostly just because some weapons have an arming distance, like the M16 grenade, the M32, the M79 grenade launcher. All of them have a certain amount of time to arm their grenade. So you kind of need that distance, and if you can jump and then shoot behind a Zed and hit the ground next to them, that can be more useful than actually hitting them, especially for these small Zeds. Big Zeds, sometimes it's best just to try to hit them directly with the unexploded grenade. Alright. There we go. We're going to try to make the most use out of this little grenade pistol that we can. Alright, and we do have dynamite too, which dynamite is super useful. It does the most amount of damage besides the, well, I guess the fragmentation grenade from support can actually do the most damage, but it's not as reliable. This and Commando's high explosive grenade actually do the most amount of damage, at least reliably. It's just you have to hit these directly, otherwise they land on the ground, and if they land on the ground, they don't explode for, I think it's 4 seconds. So they have the longest fuse time. If you do hit something directly with it, it explodes immediately, and it has a very high chance of stunning. Alright, we're going to just try to use this up. Unfortunately, the grenade pistol is not fantastic against the rioters or against bloats. And there will be plenty of situations where you do have to use your 9mm.
No one stops flying, okay?
But that's okay. 9mm is good enough for us. Alright.
Boom. Come see me. The pod's safely
Oh,
open.
the pod's underground. Dang it. I'm like directly above it. The first weapon I would definitely recommend you getting as demo and getting really used to is the Kaboom Stick. It is an incredibly strong weapon. It's also a fairly cheap weapon, and it goes with any of your other weapons. So it makes a very good secondary, or it can make a very good primary because of how much damage it does. So we're going to sell our grenade pistol, and we're going to buy ourselves a Kaboom Stick for 1100. We'll buy ammo for it, and I think I should have enough rounds for this. If you aren't, if you are new to demo, I would recommend using this weapon, using the grenade pistol, because neither one of them can injure you with the explosion. A lot of the other weapons, you can take explosive damage from them just going off near you. This one you can't, the grenade pistol you can't. I think the Seeker 6 is really difficult to do, so it's not a terrible option too for new players. But I would definitely recommend you getting used to this and like the grenade pistol. Alright. This works very similar to the grenade pistol, it's just much stronger and has a bigger explosion radius than the grenade pistol does. It is not very accurate outside of a few feet, though, so don't try to be using it at very long range, because you will likely miss. And again, you don't need to be super accurate with this. There's no reason to be going for headshots with this weapon, at least not usually. Body shots are more than enough. And we're just going to try to look around for some extra ammo or some extra weapons. You want to do that with every class, just because you can get more value from it. This does have the same secondary fire as the double barrel, or pretty much the same, where you fire out both barrels at the same time, doing really high damage, and if you jump, it sends you flying in the opposite direction of it, which is really useful. You can also use this to jump above certain areas, so you can use this to jump over small fences. You can actually use this to get to some places that you shouldn't normally be able to on certain maps. And you can use it just to do tons of damage to people like that if you need to. It's also incredibly strong against flesh pounds, which I'm sure we'll see later on. Unless we end up getting like all Squeaks or something. There we go. Oh, there's a Squeak. Alright, now the Stick of Dynamite's actually fairly good against the Squeak. We'll use our pistol here to get rid of these little guys. And then maybe we'll use this against him. Well, if he ever shows up. Uh-oh. Alright. It's also not bad if you get surrounded like that and you have the Kaboom Stick to jump into the air and fire both barrels at your feet. Since you can't injure yourself, but you can injure all enemies around you, as well as you'll launch yourself straight up so enemies can't hit you right away, or at least it's very unlikely that they will. Certain enemies can, like Husks, Sirens, Flesh Pounds kind of can because they have longer reach, and I think Squeaks might be able to, but it's going to be kind of difficult for them. Try doing that to keep yourself alive. Ooh. Okay, well this is a good time to mention that you also have reactive armor. Which reactive armor activates as soon as you would die from one hit. This makes it so you don't. Unfortunately, though, this doesn't work way great against Husks and against Bloat Vomit, because you will probably die just from the damage over time effect that it will have afterwards. It was really useful there, and it does do damage to all enemies around you, as you've seen when it killed those stalkers. Those are important to watch out for because you only get this every level. So well, I guess every wave. So once per wave, you will not die from one hit. Again, unless you get caught on fire or vomited on, or it triggers when like a siren's screaming, it can count as damage over time then. This guy is really annoying. There we go. Get rid of him. We need to find some more ammo. That way we can take out that Squeak. Alright, well, we might have to kill something with an AR-15 because that's all I found so far. I think the other one might be a bloat. If it's another Squeak, this is going to suck, but let's try it. Oh no, it's a Rioter. Okay, that's fine. Okay, he's dead. Where's he going? Where the heck is he running off to? He's going down the rest of the subway tunnel. Maybe he missed his train. He's just real mad. Alright, there we go. We got him. That's not something I like to do, but
Perfect.
I'd rather do that than go look around for another ammo crate for the next, like, 2-3 minutes. Oh, hey, there's another AR-15 on the subway. So even if we ran out with one of these, we could have potentially got a second one. You know what? We could actually go and grab that and sell it too. If there is a weapon close to the crate like this, then you can go and sell one of them, or grab this and then come over here and sell it. So the next weapon I'm gonna buy is the Seal Squeal. Now, I wouldn't recommend the Seal Squeal to necessarily new players because it is easy to blow yourself up with, but it is one of my favorite weapons, and I do plan on using it throughout this. So let's go back up to the surface, and we're going to use the Kaboom Stick if anything gets close. We're going to use the Seal Squeal at anything at a distance. We can use both of these at groups. We can use the Seal Squeal at things at close range, but it's going to be more dangerous because we can set off the detonation, which does high damage, but it can also do high damage to us. The Seal Squeal is also a little bit weird to get used to when you're aiming it because it has heavy bullet drop.
One of those cloaked cows is here.
So I find it best to actually just try to shoot in the general area unless I plan on hitting something directly. So against some of these small Zeds, like I just want to shoot it generally where it will hurt them. Grab some ammo, we might need that. You can go for headshots with this, it does do a ton of damage. This counts as piercing and explosion damage, so this can be better against certain enemies. It works really well against flesh pounds, but both of our weapons do, and most of your weapons as demo will. Alright.
Careful.
You can also shoot multiple of these out, so when you do set them off, they do a lot of damage to enemies. Okay, I'm going to try to run around this and then set this off. Your harpoons will go off automatically if you don't set them off. You can set them off with the secondary fire, though. Also, this build does not require a whole lot of accuracy. It benefits from accuracy, but it doesn't require very much. Okay, we'll get rid of that. Get rid of that. And we'll just try running our big loop around here. I've said this in our other How to Beat Hell on Earth videos, but if you're playing solo, it's usually best to be trying to run around in a loop. This just makes it so Zeds can't sneak up on you very easily, and you can kind of kite them a little bit easier. Any class that has extra movement speed is going to have an easier time doing this. So like Medic, Berserker, Survivalist, Gunslinger, they'll all usually have an easier time than other classes. But that's not to say other classes can't do it. And usually the most dangerous parts about these are like these choke points, where you can potentially get swarmed. And for that, you always want to be running forward and always have your attention on whatever's directly in front of you, maybe blocking your path. And if there's too much big stuff blocking your path, try to take a second route. You see me do that a lot, at least in multiplayer. Or if I can't, and I know I can't kill enemies quickly, then I will just try to go around them, more or less. Doesn't seem like the Zeds are spawning all that quick over here, though, for some reason. I guess it's because there's just the last 15. Okay.
I like shooting them.
Whoops.
Another one.
Finish the last ones off, so I can open the trader pod for you.
Oh. No, my ear.
Okay.
Lovely. Got customers.
You can also try being fancy with this weapon and hitting multiple Zeds with the harpoons. It's not always a good idea, but you can do it.
Damn. Area breached.
Alright. So that's all that. For this, I'm going to be upgrading the Seal Squeal, because that's going to be my primary weapon for damage. And my Kaboom Stick's going to be my secondary weapon. You could upgrade it the other way around, though, too. Or a stronger loadout than this would be the Kaboom Stick with the RPG. That's not too expensive to get, and the RPG can take down pretty much everything on every difficulty very fast. So that might be an option that you want to explore, and that is probably the strongest combo with demo at the moment, is RPG Kaboom Stick. Alright, last wave. Let's see what pops up here. Hopefully we'll get some flesh bounds. We haven't gotten any of them yet. It's kind of Demo's thing to be murdering those guys. Okay. This is also a decent place to stand on haunted grounds. because you can run away in multiple directions and you can kind of monitor where Zeds are spawning in at.
Choice of boom boom.
Get rid of that. Okay, well I got somebody with that other explosion. There we go. Fragmentation rounds can also be really good with the seal squeal here, but it is pretty dangerous to yourself.
Easy as
Start. Now finish the
But it
job.
makes it really easy to clear up small stuff.
voila.
Okay.
One of those cloaked cows is here.
Oop, oop. Let's get out of there before that other detonation happens. Alright. Yeah, we're just gonna keep going in our loop. Yeah. Alright, well we have some quarter pounds. Nice. I didn't kill him because I think I missed the second one. There we go. I think only the...
Shit, 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 shit. Take that, monster.
Okay. The Kaboom Stick's pretty crazy whenever Fleshbounds get close to you, because you can use the same double barrel trick, but now you have explosive damage and even higher damage with it. So there's a very high chance you'll just flat out kill them when they come next to you. Just jump into the air and fire both barrels. Go. Okay, I got kind of lucky there because that guy just missed. There we go. Get rid of all that.
Priceless.
Also, if you have a sneaking suspicion that you can kill a Fleshbound with just one shot, you might as well do it. At least if you're not in a, you know, life or death situation, then I'd always just say jump up and fire both barrels. That's the safest way to play this. Alright, reload our seal squeal.
Flying, okay?
Or bloat.
Voila. Enjoy the boom boom.
Okay, we'll get rid of some stalkers.
En pour une. Oh, just saw a Z clock.
Not a great spot to be in here because we got us shooting at us, but that's okay. Try to go over here.
No more.
Get rid of him.
And shot. That was fun.
Alright, there we go. Now we have Boss Wave, which this is one of my favorite loadouts for boss. It works pretty well against all of them, and it works better against the Abomination than the Kaboom Stick and the RPG. The Kaboom Stick and RPG will still usually outperform this against most bosses except for the Abomination, which Demo has a little bit of a problem with, just because of his armor being blast resistant, where you have to break off all of his armor before you can start touching his health. With the Seal Squeal, you can actually punch through his armor, at least with the harpoon part of it. It'll still count as the explosion towards his armor, but you can be stacking up damage a bit quicker. Oh, and we got Abomination. Okay. I think he's actually just around the corner here. Yeah, he is. Alright, so with Abomination, we're just going to be trying to hit him with as many of these as possible. They have a very high chance to stagger him, and we're going to want to keep moving away from him. Most people kind of know how to fight the Abomination, and he's usually considered the easiest boss. In multiplayer, he can be a bit more difficult with Demo and with Berserker. If you're playing Medic, he's a complete pushover, because you just tank right through all of his healing gas. Oh hey, that was about the right time. I have used the Seal Squeal a lot, though, so it's a little bit easier for me to guess the timing. Then if he gets close, just use the Kaboom Stick. Try not to blow yourself up with your own seal squeal, because that'd be bad. And we'll just use the Kaboom Stick to blow him up like that. If he keeps focusing like that, just keep backing away from him and keep trying to use like the Kaboom Stick to jump away if you have it. If not, I think he's like most other bosses, similar to the King Fleshbound, where if you just keep backing up and aren't attacking him, he'll eventually try to focus somebody else. So that can be a bit useful there. Demo can be really strong. They are one of the strongest classes in the game, at least given the right circumstances. They are very squishy though, so you do have to play pretty defensively, at least most of the time. So this has been How to Beat Hell on Earth with Demo. Hopefully you found this a little bit useful. Next we're going to be taking a look at one of the other classes. I'm not sure which one, but we will be going through all of them. Thanks for watching this. If you did enjoy it, be sure that you get subscribed. That way you get notifications whenever I post these videos. Special thanks to all the members of my channel and the supporters over on Patreon. I really do appreciate that, and they get early access to videos like this, so if you would like to be a part of that, you can. There are links down in the description of this video, as well as all my other videos. Be sure to click somewhere over here for the playlist of killing floor guides and stuff. Check that out, and I will see you guys next time. Till then, stay cool. Bye!